The sirens were already too late when the Hell's Angels heard about the kids. That's what the waitress said as she slid coffee across the counter. Voice low, eyes darting toward the rain-soaked window. 2 children, lost near the old quarry. The storm rolling in fast. Search crews stuck miles out. Most people just shook their heads and said a prayer. The angels paid the bill and stood up. By the time the rain started falling hard, 10 motorcycles were tearing down the back roads toward the quarry, headlights slicing through the dark like blades of hope. 12-year-old Maya held her little brother Leo close beneath the broken beams of an abandoned shed. They'd only meant to explore for an hour, just long enough to feel brave. But the trail vanished, the sky cracked open, and suddenly the world felt too big and too loud. Leo was shaking. Maya pretended she wasn't. "We'll be okay," she whispered, though she wasn't sure anymore. The shed groaned with each gust of wind. Water pooled at their feet, seeping through the rotted floorboards. Leo's teeth chattered, and Maya pulled him closer, trying to share what little warmth they had left. She thought about their mom, probably frantic by now. Thought about how they'd laughed at the first drops of rain, thinking they had plenty of time to get back. "Maya," Leo's voice was small. "What if nobody finds us?" "Someone will," she said, forcing confidence into her voice. "Mom knows where we went. People are looking." But the storm only grew louder, as if trying to drown out her words. Then through the rain they heard it. Not thunder, engines. At first Maya thought she was imagining things, but the sound grew louder, steadier, until beams of light swept across the trees. The roar faded into careful rumbling as bikes came to a stop nearby. A deep voice called out, "Hey, anyone out there?" Maya stood, heart pounding. "We're here. We're here." She pulled Leo to his feet, both of them stumbling toward the door of the shed. The rain hit them like a wall, but Maya kept moving, kept shouting. Moments later, figures emerged from the storm. Huge shapes in leather jackets, rain dripping from their helmets. To the kids, they looked like something out of a movie. Tough, unstoppable, unreal. Maya felt Leo grip her hand tighter. One of the bikers knelt immediately, water streaming down his beard. "You both hurt." Leo shook his head. Maya swallowed. "Just scared. And cold." The man smiled, and it transformed his face completely. "Good. Scared means you stayed smart. Staying put in that shed? That was the right call." Another biker, a woman with kind eyes visible through her helmet visor, stepped forward. "I'm Jess. That's Ray. We're gonna get you home. Okay?" They moved with practiced efficiency. Ray radioed ahead while Jess checked the kids over with a small flashlight, looking for injuries. 2 other bikers appeared with emergency blankets, the crinkly silver kind that held in heat. "Always keep these in the saddlebags," one explained to Maya. "Never know when you'll need 'em." They wrapped the kids in dry jackets too, one angel lifting Leo like he weighed nothing, another guiding Maya with a flashlight steady as a lighthouse beam. Outside, the rain kept falling, but it didn't feel so loud anymore. It felt like background noise to something bigger, something safer. "You ever been on a motorcycle?" asked Tuck, a tall man with gentle hands as he helped Maya onto his bike. "No," she admitted. "Well, you're in for a treat. Just hold on to me, lean when I lean, and trust the bike. She knows what she's doing." Ray carried Leo on his bike, the little boy wrapped so thoroughly in blankets that only his eyes showed. "You good, buddy?" Ray asked. Leo nodded, still too overwhelmed to speak. The ride back was slow and careful. Maya sat behind Tuck, her hands gripping his vest as the bike moved like it knew exactly where to go. The engine's rumble vibrated through her, steady and sure. She watched the rain stream past the headlight, watched the other bikes form a protective convoy around them. She felt safe in a way she hadn't expected. Like the danger had already lost. Like the storm was just a storm now and nothing more. Through the rain, she heard Ray's voice carrying back. "Almost there, Leo. See those lights? That's home." The convoy slowed as they entered town. Even through the downpour, Maya could see the emergency vehicles, the flashing lights, the cluster of people waiting. She felt Tuck's bike ease to a stop, felt his hand steady her as she climbed off. When they reached the edge of town, police and parents rushed forward. Maya's mom dropped to her knees, pulling both kids into her arms, crying into their hair. Maya felt her dad's arms wrap around all three of them, felt his whole body shaking with relief. "Oh God! Oh, thank God!" her mother kept saying. My babies, my babies." An officer shook Ray's hand. "We wouldn't have gotten to them before dark. The roads are completely washed out to the west. You saved them." Ray just shrugged, rain still dripping from his jacket. "Kids needed help. We had wheels. And experience with these roads," Jess added, removing her helmet. "We ride them all the time. Knew a few shortcuts the search crews wouldn't." Maya's father approached, hand extended to each of the bikers in turn. "Thank you. I don't have words. Thank you." "No thanks needed," Tuck said. "Just glad we heard in time." Leo, still bundled in blankets, looked up at Ray. "You're really tall." The big man laughed. "Yeah, I get that a lot, kiddo." "Like a superhero," Leo added seriously. Ray knelt down to eye level. "Nah, superheroes are made up. We're just people who heard some kids needed help. That's what neighbors do." The next week, the local paper ran a headline no one expected. "Leather jackets, golden hearts. Bikers rescue lost children in storm." The article included a photo of the crew standing with their bikes, arms crossed, looking exactly like what they were, ordinary people who'd done something extraordinary. The reporter had tried to make it a big dramatic piece, but Ray's quote at the end kept it simple. "You see someone in trouble, you help. Doesn't matter who you are or what you ride." At school, Maya told her friends the truth. "They weren't scary," she said during lunch. A crowd of kids hanging on every word. "I mean, they looked intimidating at first, sure, but they were brave and kind. And they didn't leave us behind when they could have just waited for the professionals." "Did you really ride on a motorcycle?" asked her best friend Sarah, eyes wide. "Through a storm," Maya confirmed. "And it was incredible. Scary at first, but then, I don't know, safe." "My dad says bikers are dangerous," another kid piped up. Maya shook her head. "Some people are dangerous. Some people are kind. What they wear doesn't tell you which." That weekend, Maya's parents invited the Angels to a thank you barbecue. Ray brought his wife and daughter. Jess brought her husband and twin boys. Tuck brought his famous potato salad. They stood in the backyard, leather jackets swapped for t-shirts, looking like any other group of parents and neighbors. Maya's mom pulled Jess aside. "I judged you," she admitted quietly. "When I saw the motorcycles pulling up just for a second, I thought, well, it doesn't matter what I thought. I was wrong, and I'm sorry." Jess smiled. "Happens a lot. We're used to it. But thanks for saying so." "I'm teaching my kids better," Maya's mom promised. "They already learned the important lesson, though. From you." And somewhere out on the highway, 10 motorcycles rode on. Not for glory, not for headlines, but because sometimes the road leads you straight into someone else's worst day and gives you the chance to turn it into a story they'll never forget. Years later, when Maya got her driver's license, she told her instructor she was saving up for a motorcycle. "Dangerous," he said automatically. She smiled, thinking of that rainy night, of strong hands and steady voices, of the way kindness can arrive on two wheels with thunder in its wake. "Not if you ride with the right people," she said. And she meant it. If the story moved you, there are more where this came from. Stories about unexpected heroes. About kindness showing up in leather jackets and work boots. About the moments that change how we see the world and each other. Subscribe to never miss a story that reminds you why humanity is worth believing in. Because sometimes we all need to remember, help doesn't always arrive in the package we expect. And the most powerful stories are the ones that challenge us to see people. Really see them beyond the surface. Hit that subscribe button. Your next favorite story is waiting.